Hi, I'm going to show you how to work with graphics on the Cosmos HPC cluster maintained by Lunark for the course called Intro to Python for HPC, as is provided by NICE. In this session, here we see the table of content. I'll explain you why to use graphics. We're going to use matplotlib to create a plot, and we're going to view the plot as good as we can. That's exactly the learning outcome. So creating a minimal plot is what we're going to do. We're not going to talk much about matplotlib on its own. The goal is to work with graphics, not to do fancy things in matplotlib. But we do need to load it probably, or maybe it's already loaded, we will find out. And then we're going to view the plot. This is optional, but I will show you at the end of the video. It's the optional exercise too. So graphics are very useful to visualize your data, for example in the form of plots. And sure, we can create this on our local computers, but we can also do it on an HPC cluster instead of to see them directly. Let's see how, and we'll observe how easy this can be done. We use matplotlib as it's a popular Python package to make plots. We'll see how easy it is to get running. The hardest part will be to find out which modules to load. This is the code we'll be using, so it's really a very minimal example of creating a plot. I'm not even going to explain this code. But maybe you can see that there are some values put in and there's a file being saved. The plot will look like this. It's quite minimal, there's no title, nothing. But again, it's about graphics. Viewing the graphics may not always work. So I'm going to show you I will show it from a terminal. But a terminal on its own has no graphics. There are two solutions how to make this work. One is to use a remote desktop environment. I won't do this, but it's like a visual environment and that has graphics on. Instead, I'm going to show you how to do SSH with X forwarding enabled. This sounds super fancy. It's just 2 extra characters you need to type. In the worst case, and for some HPC clusters this is the case, you have to download the file before you can see it. Alright, so enough talking, let's get into the exercise. So let's use matplotlib to create a plot. And first we need to create a Python script, and we have done this in the previous session called Working with Python Scripts. So I'll be doing this a bit quicker. So I need to, it's called create plots.py, and I need to have this code. So copy paste the code here. I put my cursor here and I move the exercise text to the left. There. And at the right I am on Cosmos. So I'm going to use Nano for this. It's called create plot.py. I'm going to paste the code. I'm going to save with Ctrl O. I press enter to save it to this file. I press Ctrl X to exit. And now I have created a plot with the code in it. Good. Next step, run the Python script. Well, so let's try it out without loading any modules. Maybe it already works. Alright, so we get the error that matplotlib is not found. So that's an error. Next question. For your favorite HPC center, find the documentation on how to use matplotlib, search for a maximum of 5 minutes. If you cannot find it, use the UpMax documentation. If that doesn't work, try to copy paste the answer from the next question. Alright, let's take a look at the Lunark documentation. So I have it here, I put it to the right, and I'm going to search for matplotlib. So this gives me only one answer. It gives me this big document. Let's see what can I do with it. Matplotlib. Alright, so these are the versions of matplotlib, and that's it that Lunark has about matplotlib. So that's not very useful for us now, so I'm going to use the UpMax documentation instead. There. Alright, and this is very clear. Loading the Matplotlib module goes like this. Let's try it out if that works. Like the chances are low because UpMax, they maintain a different cluster than this one. So let's take a look. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. No, it cannot be found. So then try this. Let's see what happens. Tuk, tuk. And here it says, you need to load one of these. Sure. I'm gonna load this one. There, module load that thing. Oh. Control Shift C, Control Shift V, Enter. Let's take a look if this works. No, there's still a problem. It says try that, so I'm gonna do that. Control C. Gonna clean all this. I'm gonna use this module spider. And it says to load it, you also need to load this first. Right, so I copy this. I go back to this line and put it here. And now maybe I've loaded Matplotlib. Yes, this is clean. I have done it. Now it's time to run the script. Let's see if it works. And it worked. When I do ls, I expect to find a file called myplot.png. There it is. And this means I have created my plot. I'm done. Next part of the exercise is to take a look at that plot. So the exercise says log into your HPC cluster in a way that allows for graphics. If you have not done so, maybe you don't know. We'll find out if we have. So let's first find out if we have, because I've logged in with SSH. That's why it's a terminal, and I'm going to try it already now. So maybe I'm logged in. I'm going to view the plot using eog myplot.png. So let's run it like this and see if it works. This is the error message when it does not work. So this means I have not used SSH with X forwarding enabled. So let's do this now. So I'm going to quit Cosmos. And if I look on my earlier command, I see that indeed I don't use the X forwarding flag. So -X will make it work, hopefully for you too. I press enter. It's the same procedure as you've used. Like now it's your pocket pass thing. Yep, let's give that 415073. And now I'm going to use the same command eog. And now we will see my plot appear. There it is. Look what a beautiful plot. So that means with this, I have showed you how to work with graphics on Cosmos as part of the course Intro to Python for HPC, which is provided by NICE. And with this, I wish you a very good day. Bye.